you think I look more funny than stupid or more stupid than funny?
Stupid, for sure.
I'd say so. Wait, try with the flaps down.
Dude, you look like Elmer Fudd. Pop
You
it
kind
up
of
on
do.
the
You even
screen.
got the flannel and everything.
Ben, did you steal that hat from your dad?
Did the flaps do me any good?
No.
I think they make you look more stupid, so yeah.
No!
Well, we're back. Hitting 2 weeks in a row. This is really good for us. I'm surprised. I'm actually not surprised. We set a goal and we're doing it. But
We're going to do it.
We're switching up the seating. CJ's over there. Me and CJ don't mix very well because our knees bump into each other. So
I mean,
it's kinda
CJ's in the
nice.
hot seat.
No.
What?
No.
no, Ken, we're
No,
just
he's
doing
just
a
sitting over
podcast.
there. And I don't think we've ever ran this formation of us four before.
We got
Yeah.
Big Ken back in here.
I feel like I should bleach this seat before I really sit in it too much.
No, it's okay. It's been 5 to 7 days. It's all
Oh,
done.
okay.
So you're,
Because of the pink eye or because of something else
because
Mike's
of the,
got going on?
Because of the pink eye, basically.
Does Mike have something else going on?
I mean, I don't know, Ben. Are you hiding something from us?
Ryan, I can't believe that you didn't go more in on Mike last week.
I mean, it's kind of tough. You know, like, what am I going to do?
But people want to hear that you're mad, that you hate Mike, and that if he does your sister wrong, you're going to beat his ass and put him in the ground.
He hasn't done it wrong yet. If he does it wrong, then I'm going to kill him. But he hasn't done it wrong yet.
I mean, both you guys are walking a fine line. You know, Mike's walking dying. Ryan's walking going to jail. Like, I mean, it's just, you know, if someone oversteps.
Yeah, exactly. We hold each other accountable.
It's like a domino. If one goes, then all of them.
The whole family
You
torn apart.
You know what I'm saying, though, is like when everyone asks you, like, so, Ryan, how do you feel about that? They so badly want you to just be like, oh, I'm so mad about it.
Don't people come up to you in public and ask about it now?
Yeah, it's just a common thing at the grocery store. They're just like, oh, I heard Mike's dating your sister. Like, yeah. Comments on my Instagram.
Actually?
I think I've gotten a couple.
It's pretty exciting. I'm not going to lie.
It was actually pretty funny, the fan page. So I posted the video of Ken. He was just kind of BSing when we were setting up the Christmas tree. And I had audio, and Ken goes, yeah, it was all fine until he started talking to my mom, and then we didn't really get along, or something along those lines.
Yeah, what was that?
And the fan page picked it up and goes, damn, Mike, or something like that. Just assumed
really?
it was Mike. And I was
hilarious.
dying.
The only person Mike's going to have left after the sisters, cousins, and moms will be grandmas.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Mike. Grandma Mike. Would Mike technically be our grandpa then?
I'm not dating our grandma, Ben. I was just saying he's going to date someone's grandma.
Oh, you didn't mean within the group.
I don't know.
Why, has
Never-
Mike been
you
into
never know.
moms?
Well, you know, the one friend that doesn't hang out with us anymore.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Mike.
Kind of fucked up that we just had Ken on the
poor Mike.
podcast
Poor
and then talk
Mike.
shit about
Can't
Mike.
even defend
Hey, he's not here to defend himself, so it's all good.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Maybe you guys have to do that. We'll have to hash it out.
We'll do a hash out
Ask some
podcast if
questions
there's
or
something to
next
hash
week.
out.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're going to have on our old buddy that left the friend group because of Mike's decisions with his mom. Mike's sitting back there just like, I didn't do anything.
Well, I was just like, if you want to fabricate this story, you can.
It's been pretty fabricated.
I didn't do it.
Anyway. So I almost bought a Lambo last week. In my favorite city in the world. That's partly why I wanted to buy it.
Viva Las Vegas.
Vegas. God, I love that place. I didn't buy it. It fell through. So it's not even really worth talking about. But I was more excited to go to Vegas.
Go
to
back to
pick it
Vegas.
up. I was like equally as excited to get the Lambo as I was.
Just a quick 24 hours in Vegas.
I love Vegas so much, dude. It's probably unhealthy how much I love Vegas.
We've only been there once, so you
Yeah.
haven't developed an unhealthy habit
That's
yet.
probably true.
You haven't like flown away for a couple weekends here and there, just a quick gamble.
That would probably be unhealthy then if I started doing that. If we had more time, I probably would.
Just take like the Allegiant flight straight there and back.
Dude, it was just so much fun. We went to Vegas a couple weeks ago for SEMA. And I mean, you can't really film it. You can't like walk around the casinos and film yourself. So that's illegal. So anyway, we were kind of, off just doing us. And me, Ken, and CJ, and then our buddy Tint found a newfound love for gambling.
I mean, Ken and I have had that love for a while.
That love has been there for a while.
All right,
you
I
you
found a
joined in.
newfound-
the
yeah, I
gang.
found a
Same as
newfound love.
Tint. Tint loves gambling.
Well, dude, we would just sit down. We'd find a nice open blackjack table, and we would sit down, and all four of us would just all throw in $100, and then we would just watch it ride where one of us might lose it in the first 4 rounds, or one of us might go up and up and up, and it was something new every single time, which was really fun.
Yeah, it was
like,
a good time.
It's one thing if you're just constantly losing, but the casinos just kept throwing us a couple dubs to have us keep coming back.
Yeah.
It's like I would,
And now I'm hooked.
Teasing
Great.
us.
it's like during the day I would win. I could, make my money and then go back at night after we've been drinking for a few hours and just lose all of it. And then I have to start the cycle over again the next day.
That's why I steered clear of the gambling
The
tables.
thing is, though, Ryan, you didn't have as much fun as us.
You didn't have
Well,
as much
actually,
fun.
I did
I
have fun.
Probably had a lot of
guarantee
fun,
you
but-
spent more money than we did that weekend, being that every time we would sit down to start gambling, you would just have to stand there and walk around, and then you'd have to buy drinks, and the drinks there are like $35, where we just get them for free.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we walked. It wasn't like we just stood there and walked around aimlessly. Like, we went and did things. We went and had fun.
It is interesting.
It was fun walking around. That's my
Yeah, I
favorite
was
part
gonna
about
say,
Vegas.
The
Like,
best part about Vegas is walking around. But I will say, last time wasn't as much fun as the previous times, and it wasn't because of like.
because of us.
No, it wasn't. I'm not sure if it was because I've just been to Vegas enough times where I've just kind of seen it all, but also realistically, what it really was I just was so sick. I was like sweating, and I was running a temp, and like I felt like shit the whole time. So it wasn't fun, like drinking and like having to walk like everywhere. You'd walk so many miles a day. But yeah, so now I kind of have a little bit of a bitter taste about Vegas. I'm like hesitant to go back, but I mean, when you were gonna go for that car, I was fucking down. I thought it was just gonna be me and you. Because like those guys were at their
would've tore it
concert or
up.
whatever. I was like, yes, this is gonna be great.
We would have tore it up, Siege.
We don't come back for a week. You guys don't hear from us. We pull a Dennis Rodman,
Yes, exactly. Just like that.
just leaves the Chicago Bulls and fucks off in Vegas for a week.
Dude, I think if anyone is listening to this and they're of age, you have to be 21 to like even just get into the casinos in Vegas. So like, don't go to Vegas unless you're 21. But if you have a group of boys and you guys have nobody's ever been to Vegas, and you guys all go, I guarantee you're gonna have a good time. And just put like, I don't know, even $500 aside to just like, that's your gambling money. Because like, dude, I think if you go, you got to just hit up the blackjack table, because that was most of the fun that we had, I feel like.
Yeah.
And just like be okay with losing it. Obviously, don't bet the farm. But dude, it was a good time. I don't know why it was so much fun. Maybe it was because it was my first time. That's probably why. But you can literally get drink. It's like a city of no rules and no laws, and it's like it just feels like everything you're doing should be illegal, but it's just like accepted. Vegas is just such a different place. Like, you can just go to the local convenience store and get a twisted tea, a 24-ounce twisted tea, so like the weapon one,
For like $2.
for $2, and then just walk the strip, and you walk through the casinos, and you can just like go anywhere, and you're just like drinking a twisted tea, and you're just like, what is going on? And like the people watching, like you said, it's just insane. And we barely even saw half of it.
Yeah, what was crazy to me is like everything was connected, and you never really had to go outside. Like, you'd walk through a casino, and then you'd be in a hotel, and then you'd be in a mall with like really expensive stores that none of us would shop at, and then you're in another casino, and then there's a pool, and it's just all this connected.
Yeah, it's pretty
Labyrinth
dope,
of
dude.
stuff.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm ready to go back whenever.
Me too. Honestly,
Twist my arm.
Okay,
bro.
fine. Fuck the podcast,
All
we're leaving.
Okay.
I wasn't that hooked on Vegas until the airport. We sat down at that slot machine.
That was the best.
And it had the little song, the little hot stuff song, and we were all in the airport, like cheering, making a
We
scene.
were causing a scene. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
Tint was winning.
We were acting such a fool that security came up to us and had to check our IDs because they were just like, there's no way these guys are of age. They're
Yeah.
just acting like children.
Yeah, and then like other people would kind of come in, and then like they would play the machine that we weren't playing. That one lady won.
That
Like,
one lady won, and normally people that were like gambling on the machine, and then somebody came and like jacked it. Technically, they'd be like all pissed about it, but we were like
cheering her
let's
on.
go.
We were cheering her
I
on.
want a hot stuff ticket tonight.
That sounds lit.
Oh, that was the best. Yeah, maybe that's why, dude. We left on such a high note.
No,
I mean, it was fun the whole time.
It's that one last time you can gamble before you leave the state.
that's true.
Dude, that was so fun.
You can go to local bars, Ben, and I mean, maybe not around here, but if you go not far from here, you can like gamble, blackjack.
I played in Duluth. It sucked.
It's not the same vibe.
Maybe we can
Nope,
go
not
to
the
like
same vibe. Don't do it.
go to Monoman maybe for a weekend.
I don't know, dude. It just
Sounds
doesn't
terrible.
doesn't sound as fun. And if you're gonna do it and try and be less of a degen about it, you know, just like reserve it for Vegas.
Yeah, I say if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it big in Vegas. Save up all your money.
When we were watching Ryan's girlfriend's brother, right? No, Ryan's. Hold up.
He's not only looking stupid today, he's feeling stupid.
Let me restart that. Ryan's girlfriend's friend's boyfriend. There we go.
Yep.
Was just in Vegas,
go.
which is what made me think of that. And he went to the UFC fight this last weekend.
That'd be fun.
Man, I had FOMO and I don't even know the guy. I was like, dude, that sounds so much fun. I think next UFC fight that's in Vegas, we got to go.
We do.
Yeah.
And those fights were electric.
Yeah,
like
great.
that was
Fights
probably
were
the
amazing.
best UFC fight that I remember watching.
I think that's the best pay-per-view we've ever bought.
Yeah, it was fun because there was like quick fights too. You know, they were all like they went hard and it only went like 2 rounds deep. There's another big fight this weekend though. Jake Paul versus Tyrone Woodley.
That's right.
Dude,
Yeah,
Who backed out again?
Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury.
Tommy Fury.
Tommy Fury, not Tyson Fury is like the legend. Sorry.
Why'd he back out?
He had some kind of infection in his liver,
Or like his
something
rib
like
broke
that?
or something like
And he had a
that.
broken rib. Yeah.
I don't blame him for backing out, honestly. If he actually is like fucked up, because you don't want to go in there not at your best and then lose to Jake Paul as a real legit, like Jake Paul, I would say is a legitimate boxing out, but as a real boxer, like that is all you do, and you lose to him, you're just gonna kind of be a joke for the rest. Like you're never gonna live that down.
Yeah, nobody really puts respect on Jake Paul's name.
I
as a
think they
fighter.
are now.
They're
and
starting. They're definitely starting to,
afraid
and
of
I
him.
think they should.
Yeah, I mean you should. He's a great fighter, but
Do you think that people say that about like Tyron Woodley though after Tyron lost?
no, he wasn't
Like,
really.
'cause he didn't-
He's not a boxer. He's a UFC fighter, and he's known for like wrestling more so. You know, with UFC, there's so many dynamics to the fight rather than just boxing. Like you can't throw, you know, obviously kicks, or you can't take people down. Use jiu-jitsu in boxing,
Choke him out.
and that's like a huge part of UFC. Like you do have to be a well-rounded fighter, but obviously if you are just, you know, if you're an expert in jiu-jitsu, you're going to be able to hold your own and probably win a lot of fights still, whether you're a good striker or not. Whereas in boxing, you have to be a good striker.
Right.
But anyways, the only thing that's the problem that Tommy Fury is running into is they were talking so much shit and like talking shit on Jake Paul, like, oh, I could beat him with a cold, with one arm tied behind my back,
And
with like a broken rib, and
Yeah.
then now he's like sick or has a broken rib. He's like, I'm not fighting him, you know. So it's just like kind of played himself there.
Yeah.
But I don't blame him if he actually is. You never know, you know. But also maybe he is scared. I have no idea.
I mean, definitely the YouTubers that started boxing kind of got, you know, more of like the normal crowd that wasn't really watching fights into watching fights. But dude, UFC, I'd say like the last 6 months, we watch all the UFC pay-per-views. Dude, those are
The big ones, yeah.
yeah. I should say that. That's like the most fun I've had in a long time, just watching the fight the other night.
Yeah, it's a blast,
Dude, it was so fun.
It's nice. You just kind of get to chill in with the boys. Everyone's just, it's just a good time.
It was just electric.
Nothing too
dude.
crazy.
We were all just like cheering on.
But yeah, it is electric. You're
Yeah,
right.
it was electric. That's
think-
why I was like, man, we got to go to one of these in
Yeah,
person.
Dude, it'd be fun to like place some bets and stuff. If you were in Vegas, obviously you could then. That'd make you even more invested in the fight.
Yeah.
But obviously we could do some bets this weekend on the Jake Paul Tyrone Woodley fight.
Well, I mean,
I feel like
between
everyone's
us, we can't. We live in Minnesota, and you can't bet online in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm saying between us. But obviously I'm gonna probably pick Jake Paul. I don't know if anyone else will go against that. So
Justin probably will.
Definitely will.
you will, Mike? Sweet.
What are we putting here? $100?
Yeah,
$100
sure,
bucks?
$100 and a kick in the nuts.
Do they have a sports book in Monoman?
Ken, what's your deal with Monoman?
Ken, you want to go to Monoman so bad, dude?
I don't know. I've just never been there. I kind of want to.
Ken,
You've never been to Monoman?
Never been there.
I
Well,
think
that's
it's
why
kinda
you
like-
want to go there then.
I think it's kind of like saying you like want to go visit Detroit.
I'd
Like,
never
I
want to see
think it's
Detroit.
just like going to a place that like isn't really desired to go
I
in
mean,
terms of casinos.
check it out, maybe.
Yeah, I think honestly we'd probably have a good time, especially if we took the limo
It's
there.
not as much of a vibe as you guys think.
Well, it's not a vibe. I really at all.
It's like
I wouldn't consider
like
it a vibe.
It's a casino in the middle of a
a
field.
native reservation casino, you know, and like they're just smoking in there, and it's not like super lit. It's not like Vegas vibes at all.
Ken will love that, dude. You can smoke
Ken, you would
inside.
love that, dude.
Except
Smoke
Ken
you
doesn't
can smoke in every
cigarettes.
casino.
Well, you should love that then.
Ken's just a vapor. You can do that pretty much anywhere.
That's true.
I did see that tornado that ripped through Kentucky or wherever it was last weekend.
Deal with that.
Apparently, it like ripped the roof off the Corvette Factory.
What? I did hear that. They halted production for a week.
Corvette prices just go through the roof now. The week after I sell my Corvette,
Dude, Ben, you are the worst investor.
There-
I would consider myself top 5 worst of all times.
There
Yeah.
was like a picture of this storage facility with a bunch of Corvettes, and just the roof was gone.
Yeah.
Dude, that is seriously going to slow up
What's
Corvette.
up?
They were already slow as balls.
What's up with like natural disasters taking out Corvette factories and Corvette museums? Because the,
You're right,
the
dude. The
Corvette museum was in a sinkhole, dude.
the
It just
whole thing.
disappeared.
You didn't know that? Yeah, dude.
No.
The,
Yeah, like
the
probably 10 years
whole
ago.
Corvette museum, like rare, super rare Corvette.
What?
Just fell into the ground like
Gone.
a long ways. I mean, not like to the core of the earth, but I mean,
Like,
like
a good 50 feet.
Yeah.
How the fuck does that happen?
I don't know who built that and was just like, yeah, it'll be fine.
I think it was like a water leak or something under it.
Really? Yeah, but just bad news bears.
So all the cars are just done.
Yeah, and then now they have some of them.
They kept them though.
They craned a bunch of them out of that hole, and I think some of them got restored. Some of them like sat as is.
Yeah, they leave them as is.
That's terrible.
You guys ever hear about that old car that the guy put in the box, the concrete box, and buried in the ground?
What?
Oh, yeah.
I remember you a little bit telling me about this.
And so this
It wasn't
guy-
even that cool of a car.
Well, it was probably back then. So like in the 50s, this guy took this car and put it in a watertight, airtight concrete box and buried it in the ground in like Kansas for like some city event. And he was going to pull the car out and it was going to look perfect.
How many years later?
I think like 50 years or something like that.
Wow.
So
So that would be an event.
They
Holy
pull
crap.
this thing out.
Oh,
you know,
talk about
they got a
dedication.
whole garage.
What a spectacle.
Yeah, so they pull it out.
Wait, so they hold on. They put it in the ground.
So yeah, they build this concrete box.
Okay.
And then
so
they
it's
put the
like
car in it.
air.
Yep,
You
yep.
put it in, then you
Seal it, and then you crane that down into the ground, and then that stays.
Oh.
Can you not watch TikTok right now, Mike?
Really,
Like,
Mike?
can you turn your fucking ringer off?
So they craned this whole box into the ground, and then they buried it. And so the goal was you to have this perfect car that like hadn't experienced anything.
Wow, that'd been sick.
So then they go down to pull it out. 50 years later, they crane it out, and they notice a little bit of water leaking out of it, and they
Oh,
open it
no.
up, and the whole thing, groundwater got into it and just wrecked the entire car. Like it filled up with water and just rusted the entire thing. But I think they left it
That
as
sucks.
is
Well,
because
yeah.
you know it was like this whole thing that they tried to preserve this car and then it couldn't.
I was watching.
crazy.
That is crazy, dude. Because I'd imagine that
You'd been better off just putting it in a storage unit.
well, the concrete,
They're
concrete,
probably driving it.
the concrete cracks. They didn't think about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there was like
The
plans
earth
in
shifts,
place,
dude.
but yeah, they just didn't do a good enough job.
They were stupid back then.
I was watching TikTok last night, and I came across a TikTok of Nipsey Hussle, R.I.P., talking about his brother when he was like 15 years old. His brother must have been a drug dealer or something like that, who was like 18 older than him. And I don't know the context of it. So I guess the brother buried like $250,000 in the mom's backyard.
What?
And I don't know if the brother ended up
Cash then, obviously?
yeah.
Have to be.
Yeah, and I don't know if the brother passed away or what, but they dug it up a year later. Just a year
Just
later.
1 year later.
1 year later, and half of it was molded,
Yeah.
and it was like molded
Well, he obviously
together.
didn't do it well. Like, he didn't wrap
Wrap
it
it
up.
up.
Good enough,
Yeah.
Put it in like a Ziploc bag or something.
God.
Yeah,
damn,
I'd
dude.
assume not. But then he was like, yeah. So then we had $250,000 spread across my mom's kitchen table and living room. All of us with blow dryers trying to dry it out, so then we could get the money dry or the mold dry or whatever, and then peel the dollars apart without ripping them. Imagine that.
Sounds stressful.
Wow.
Yep, you don't have to worry about that anymore with crypto, Bitcoin.
You just hide your money in there, but you can't convert it from cash to.
Well, people, that's what they say.
Well, I'm sure you can.
Well,
You can figure it out.
no. That's what they say about like NFTs. Is like NFTs is like the biggest form of money laundering now.
Makes sense.
We should make an NFT of that Pelican back there.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We could sell it for $1 million,
Yeah, if not two.
if not two, to ourselves. and then we sell it as a discount, and then we make money on it.
You sell it for what, $10 as a discount?
We
Value at
multiply
$2
it.
million.
Yep.
Does anybody have any idea, like how they launder money through NFTs? Can you talk about that at all?
I don't really
I just know that they do that. I don't understand the logistics of how, because like you still have to have a trail of like how did you buy that
sure
NFT
everything's
for
traced,
$10 million?
You gotta like buy the Bitcoin and then you gotta like do the NFT, but you
But
think
don't
you have
you
to
have
convert
to
it to
show
Ethereum,
proof
but
of income to buy the crypto?
No, I don't think you have to do that with really any cryptos.
yeah, but you still gotta
As long as you have the money
the
in there.
cash has to end up somewhere. So you gotta trade the cash for crypto, but how do you do that? Like I can understand like how money laundering through like a like a laundromat or something works or a gas station, but
I think the laundry and money laundering doesn't have to do with a laundromat.
No, that's very common because it's a
They normally do
cash-based
car washes
business.
or
Car wash.
or laundromats.
that's
Yeah.
where the term money laundering came from because they use laundromats.
I just got mobster
You just got
educated.
owned.
My bad, dude.
The one of the most successful mobsters, I can't remember the guy's name, but what he did was bought a bunch of gas stations and was just charging tax on this gas, which wasn't real tax, and that's how they were laundering like hundreds and millions of dollars. No idea. That was a terrible explanation now, but I know like gas stations with like gas tax.
Oh yeah, I think I remember it was like a Netflix show or something like
Yeah.
that.
Imagine having so much money, you got to figure out how to launder it. What a weird problem, dude. Imagine having that much cash.
It's pretty useless.
It is kind of useless
If you
in this
can't do
day and
anything
age.
with
I
it.
know aren't a lot of drug dealers using Venmo? And can't you just transfer like Venmo?
That'd be sketchy because that's still like a super long paper trail.
They'll find you normally unless you're really good.
Yeah, that seems sketchy.
Pay your taxes. Go to church. Don't money launder. Not financial advice.
That was some pretty good
Not a
financial
certified
advice.
financial advisor.
Yeah.
So Ryan, you went to put your exhaust on a couple days ago. This is a pretty funny story.
God damn, dude.
Are you like trying to get like a re-up, a third rendition of the Dummy Zone shirt with that your latest stunt?
No, dude.
Was it an accident or were you just doing this because you wanted the attention? I don't even know. Like I don't know how someone manages to do this.
Okay. I have noticed this in other parts of my life. I am lazy, and in my laziness, I make more work for myself.
Because you don't
Because I rush through it. I'm like, I don't want to lay all the exhaust out. So then I
Nowhere to cut it.
So what I did,
You're putting exhaust on your TRX.
I'm putting exhaust on my TRX, and the bolts weren't really coming out. It was all tight. And I go, screw this, guys. Let's go get the Sawzall. So we get the Sawzall, and I start cutting. And I go,
Makes
well,
sense.
yeah. So I start at the back and chop it all up and go, start throwing it out the door. And I get it all taken off, get up to the cats, and I go, okay, I bought a cat back exhaust. So I better stop here. I go to put on all the new exhaust. And I realized that I was supposed to include the factory pipes from the cat to the X pipe. So there was like the mid pipe. There was about 6 feet of exhaust that I cut off that I did not get with my exhaust kit. And I had just a big Sawzall mark.
You legitimately straight piped your car.
Yes, on accident. Half of the car.
Accidentally straight piping my TRX.
So dumb.
But
And
get to the
so,
best part.
Yeah,
The
so
best part.
I put all the exhaust on, hammer it together, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so dumb. I fit all the pipes up, so there's literally just like a slash through my exhaust where it's supposed to be. So it sounds like a freaking truck with an exhaust leak. I have a video of
Sounds
me
like a
sitting in
01
traffic.
Silverado just
Yeah.
chop in the high school parking lot.
Yeah, I have
All
a
the
video
high
of me
schoolers
sitting in,
listening to this.
This
like,
sounds pretty good. What do you mean?
when you would accelerated, like clap, go like clap, 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 clap. Yeah, it was so bad. And I have a video of me sitting in traffic, and you can hear it like reverberating off the car next to me, just sounding like crap.
and you're just revving it.
Yeah, just revving it. So
you-
looking at it, I'm racing. So I realized I'm gonna have to get this welded. So I call the exhaust shop, and I didn't really know. I called a couple places, like more professional places, and they're like, "Sure, we'll get you in 3 months." I was like, "Oh, well, I can't wait till then." So I end up working down the list and get to sketchier and sketchier muffler shops that I have seen.
Probably gonna get a bit better price on it too.
Oh, I did. I'll tell you how much it was. So I call and the guy goes, oh yeah, you know, I explained to him what happened. I go, yeah, I bought exhaust for my truck, but I accidentally cut the wrong piece, so I need this piece welded together. He goes, okay, yeah, no problem. We can do that. It's going to be $25. And I'm like, shit, Jesus. Okay, cool. Yep.
That's almost when you get worried.
I was a little bit worried, to be honest. And so he goes, so what year is it? And I go, it's a 2021. And he goes, no, what year's the vehicle? And I was confused. I go, it's a 2021. He goes, oh, I thought you were talking about what year is it today? Is it 2021? Oh, okay. I go, yeah, it's a Ram TRX.
Confused.
I go, it's a Ram TRX. And he goes, long pause. He goes, okay, yep, we should be able to get that taken care of.
He's like, man, we really got a genius coming in here later.
The whole staff is like, oh, I got to come in to see this guy.
They're taking bets on what you're going to look like.
Dude, I feel like such an idiot. So I pull up to this place and hop out, and I got my girlfriend's dog with me. I got a little golden doodle I'm holding. Was
Oh, my God.
freaking out. And I'm like, yep, here's the spot where it is. Welded up. And he was like, all right, it's going to be $25. Should take me about 30 minutes. And I go, all right, sounds good.
My daddy should come through to pay that bill. Ryan walks up
Holding my little puppy.
Got a pink leash.
I was like, oh my God. And so I sat there and the guy came in and he was like, yep, I also tightened up all the clamps. They were really loose. So I got that all tightened up to make sure, keep watching on those, but should be good to go. So now I don't have an exhaust leak.
Nice guy. $25 too.
You get under there and you find out he just did like the Bondo around.
He just taped it up or something like that. Gasket maker.
Gasket maker, yeah,
As long as it's quiet, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good. I tested it and it seems to be good, but it is nice now having exhaust. I feel like a real truck asshole now.
Yeah.
But it actually does. It fits the truck more because it was so fast, but it was so quiet. Yeah. So it is nice to be able to hear the engine a little bit.
So it's interesting. After last video, I was reading the comments, and a lot of people were just saying, like, you guys just, like, I don't care what you do. Like, there were so many like this. I don't care what you do. Just film, like, if you're just doing stuff in the shop, whatever, like, yada, yada, yada. And, like, to us, we're always kind of like, this seems kind of boring, slow, whatever. So we normally cut most of it or don't even bother filming it at all. And I'm just curious, like, if we should try showing more of that. But obviously, it's just not going to be a typical CboysTV video. But we would totally be able to make more of them.
I don't know. That's tough because, yeah, I think a lot of people would find it more interesting, but for how long?
It would also, like, limit. Yeah, I agree. I think they'd get sick of it eventually.
And I think, at least for me and you, we would understand this is, like, even when we drop a video that we're, like, not so proud of, it's like we just call them, like, base hits. Like, it's a base hit. It's not a banger, but it's a base hit. Like, that's like, the hardest part is being just like keeping ourselves excited about what we're filming, right? Because we've done so much at this point. But it's like, yeah, people might be more intrigued to see it, but if we're not super excited about it, then
yeah. But I mean, you put yourself aside. If people want to see that,
but that's but that's the podcast. Like, that's, and that might be a different channel. Like, that might just be like a garage channel or something like that. I think like our videos are so refined and they have such a style to them. It's like, why switch? Why switch it up now?
Doing us a disservice, realistically, because then it's like if you are new and you come across the channel and then it's like a slower video, you might be opted to.
You don't understand.
You kind of want to keep it consistent of what you're gonna get when you click on our video, and that's what we have been at least trying to do. I'd just be interested. I guess obviously the people that watch the podcast will pretty much watch anything.
Yeah, those are like
that we put out. There are diehard
fans,
subscribers, So I guess I would ask, but I'd be curious. Drop it in the comments. It's really fun reading the comments on like the podcast.
It's a lot more. Why.
I think they're like more
closer connection.
Yeah, they're more in depth comments, I guess. Rather than just like, this is a great video. It's like, which I like those as well. Thank you, but it's interesting. Like, they normally have more
something to say,
more critical things to say. Yeah.
I also, with that, is Wow, I just squeaked. I haven't squeaked in a while. I was doing pretty good, actually.
You're just finally damn near out of the woods with puberty.
Might get a little bit more dick growth, though.
Maybe.
Don't hold your breath, buddy.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I think we're in such a weird, like when the camera comes on, it's like we're doing something for the camera, or we're explaining something, or you know, showcasing something, whether it's entertaining or explanation, something like that, right? So it's like somebody comes around, well, not somebody, one of us comes around with the camera, and you're just like showing it. It's like kind of, it's like breaking that mold of what we're used to doing too, which also might affect how we act when we're like not doing that. Then I don't know if it would help or hurt it, but it would just be such a different style and format.
No,
of filming,
I
you know what I'm
agree with you.
saying?
I was kind of just asking, I guess, because I saw it so many times and figured maybe we could explain it.
Well, dude, the thing is, though, is we do everything. We do so many random things, and like that's the videos. We just make them. We just make it entertaining. But like,
I was gonna say, maybe you know, the answer is to try and slow it down slightly. Just, you know, pull it back a tiny bit, slow it down. Not be as critical with like the cuts, but that'd just be the only thing I'd say we could maybe do.
One thing I wonder about, it's like you get a piece of pizza and you eat the piece of pizza and you go, wow, that was really good. That's all the pizza you get. You want more pizza. Then you get a full pizza and you have to eat the entire thing. About halfway through, you're like, this is a lot of pizza. I don't want all this pizza. It's like that with the video. When you get that ran through version where everything is just the best and it's funny and you're hitting all the points, you're like, that was great, I want more. And when you guys watch it, you're like, that was good, I enjoyed every minute of it. But if we started slowing it down and putting in lots of these things that a lot of people wouldn't find interesting, do you watch the video and you lean back and you go,
right,
I'm glad that's over, I'm good?
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I don't even need
I'm
to
not
watch
saying
the next one.
Throw everything in, but
no,
maybe just slow
definitely
it down a
not.
little
But I
bit,
mean, that's like a,
Or do they, at that point, do they click through it faster? Do they skip parts and
yeah, I mean,
that is the battle
really
of
they
gets
everything.
click
into that.
off?
I think ours is a pretty good mix of both, though.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
agree.
like, I don't know, dude. We've been doing it for so long, and our style literally has not changed in like 4 years.
It's definitely evolved.
It's 100% evolved,
Yeah.
but you know, but it's all very similar.
yeah, it's like a better crafted version of you know.
It's just constantly getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
Refined. Yeah.
But like you guys
David-
say, would love to hear what do you guys
Yeah,
think?
that was more so my
Definitely.
question,
Mhm.
but
I mean, David Dobrik switched up his style. So David Dobrik, he was like the king of vlogging for like 4 years or 3 years. I don't, like a bajillion views, and then got canceled. And then he took like 8 months off, and then he came back and he did like a couple of the same style vlogs, and then he like just completely switched up his format pretty much. And I don't know. I honestly, I was so used to his old format. I was that guy that didn't really like the new format because I liked the old one versus it being like refreshing.
And my sister thought it was a breath of fresh air. She's like, it's so nice.
Oh,
a
really?
switch up. So there's so many different opinions. You get half people
Right.
like it, half the people that don't. I mean, I personally like it.
I
think
can't
it's
say
nice.
I've watched
I've heard more.
many of
good
his new
things about it.
videos though since he switched.
Ken, you
it.
don't even watch YouTube though.
Do you watch any YouTube?
Yes, I do.
What's the last YouTube video you watched?
And you can't say Doug DeMiro.
That actually was the last video. I watched.
What?
Well, that doesn't particularly surprise me.
Ken, do you watch our videos?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you watch, like, who else do you watch on YouTube?
Oh God, I don't even fucking want to go through it, but
Why?
I watched Steven Nelk and
Speaking of Steve, totally off topic here, but have we told the story of Steve?
All right, guys, brief break in the podcast today to mention a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. Is there something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist.
You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It is not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It is a professional therapy done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many areas.
The service is available for clients worldwide, and you can log into your account anytime and send a message to your therapist. You'll get a timely and thoughtful response. Plus, you can schedule weekly video and phone sessions, so you won't have to sit through an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy.
BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change therapists if needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available.
BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit their website and read their testimonials that are posted daily.
Visit betterhelp.com/wideopen. That's betterhelp.com/wideopen and join over 2 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states.
A special offer for the Life Wide Open listeners. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/wideopen. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring today's podcast. Now back to the program. Should we tell the story of Steve?
I wish Mike was here.
In the last couple of months. Yeah,
Here,
Mike
Steve, you
wants
want
to
to hop
sit
in on this one, Steve?
So when we were getting our shop remodeled and built, which was like a 7-8 month process, probably around then, there was 2 guys working on our shop, Dan and Steve, and they were just beauties. Great guys. Anyways,
And Jeff.
Then there was Jeff as well. He wasn't here as much. He was here probably half as much. But he was like the drywaller, and he would kind of work on his own. Anyways, we go and we're checking out this house that's getting just down the way that's being remodeled. They had the whole thing gutted. And just Jeff is there. And we're in there. We're walking around.
And we got to know the 3 pretty well.
We got to know
over
them
the
pretty
months.
well. We'd bullshit with them, talk with them. You know, we'd see them every day.
Yep.
Anyways, so we go and we tour this house, and it's like, wow, it was really nice and all that. Anyways, Jeff is there. He's just kind of standing there in the kitchen, and we're about to walk out, and I see Ben and Mike are kind of like whispering to each other and like chuckling. I'm like, I wonder what they're talking about. And then we keep walking, and then right after that, Mike just walks up and goes, and keep in mind, the guy that we've spent the last 8 months with, name is Jeff, standing right next to us. Mike goes, "See you, Steve." Walks out.
No, I literally like salute him.
"See you, Steve." And like you said it like that.
Contact and all.
Yeah, eye contact and
And
everything.
He like doesn't say anything. And I thought that you guys, like you were like, yeah, you should call him Steve. That'd be funny. And we walk out, and I go, "Why'd you say that? That wasn't funny at all." And he goes, "What do you mean?" And I go, "You called Jeff Steve." And Mike goes, and everyone bursts out laughing. Meanwhile, we look over, and Jeff is hopping in his pickup, and he like tears out of there.
Slams the door and
like he
tears
was
out.
pissed. I don't know if he was pissed. I don't
The
think he was,
disrespect.
but it looked like he was. So ever since then, we've just been calling everyone Steve.
Actually, everyone, Steve. You're Steve, he's Steve, he's Steve, he's
It's
See
pretty
you, Steve.
confusing around the shop because I'll be in my office or whatever, and then I'll hear one of these guys yell, "Hey, Steve!" And I don't know if they're calling for me, Ken,
Well,
Ryan.
that's the nice part is everyone. You get everyone's attention. It's like a corral of all of us.
I've
You just
started
say,
ignoring it because I get so annoyed when I go,
Yeah, I don't
"Well,
think
what do
I
you
re-
want?"
I don't
and then you go,
respond.
"Not you, Steve. Other Steve."
Well, it worked for a while.
I did the same thing. I was like, I kind of started ignoring it. Also, based on the way you say it, I can tell if you're talking to Ken or me.
Steven.
That's true.
Yeah.
Stevens, Ken.
So it's Steve, Steven. I call my
Steve.
girlfriend Stevie.
Yeah. See you, Stevie. So yeah, now the actual Steve is kind of a legend. Like
Right.
the Dan and Steve, the
Yeah.
one that was working on our shop.
Steve, he's the
And then
best.
Jeff this summer gave me now he plays into it. I can call him Steve freely, and he laughs. He gave me like a sandwich just with the 2 butt ends of the bread, and then just butter on the middle, and then he's like, "To Mike from Steve."
I still don't understand the context of that.
Well, it's just a shitty sandwich.
Yeah,
That's
just
Oh.
like a ha ha. Thanks for calling me Steve.
Oh, okay.
Stupid Ed.
Yeah, and then
You
when
just don't get it, dude, do you?
he hasn't lived enough life. That's the
I'm
problem.
a 2000s baby,
Born in
right?
2000.
Leave me
Those
alone.
kids, they're just
They just don't
different.
get it.
They're just different. You know,
Yeah.
they don't make them like they used to. I don't know. You know,
That's for sure.
Dude, talk about, oh my gosh, man. But yeah, I mean, when you're talking about like, hey man, you're the Dan to my Steve.
We have created quite a meme out of
Yeah.
that crew.
It's such a meme, and we talk about that a lot. Is do other friend groups just make memes out of people? Because like we pretty much got a revolving door of
Right.
of characters in our life that we just turn into memes behind the scenes.
We have so many like behind the scenes jokes. Like
Oh!
editing last video, I couldn't put 90% of that, 95, 99% of them in because no one would get it. But the whole time we're laughing about it. We're chuckling about it the whole time we're going to chop this tree down. But it's like, if I put this in the video, no one is going to get it. They're just going to be like, what? That makes no sense. But like, we have so much just like, just layers and layers of just jokes that no one else
just
would
inside
get.
memes.
Yeah,
dude.
inside jokes.
Our life is a massive inside meme.
Yeah.
It's just a big inside joke.
Yeah. It's like, for the record, it is called inside joke, but we kind of twist it into like memeing people. We have plenty of inside jokes as well, but it always revolves around a certain person that we all find really funny or peculiar or
It's
something.
when they just slip up
And-
one
and-
time,
so-
and one of us happens to notice it, and then we mention it to the other, and
and they also
we
noticed
also
it.
noticed it, and then it's like, oh shit, they're a meme.
But yeah, some people listening to this shaking in their boots right now. No, I think most of the
No, we're
time,
not
like
being mean about it, it's
90%
just
of the
funny.
time, we're just strictly just giggling about it.
And we
think the
love them
problem
more
is-
for it, dude.
Yeah.
They're
We love
so
it.
stupid too. Like the jokes are so
I
stupid.
thought you were talking about the people. we
no,
hate.
no. No, like the joke is so stupid. Like if you try to explain to someone,
Yeah.
they wouldn't get it. But it's just like we just have that chemistry.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone. There's probably a lot of people watching that. Like they have their friend group and they're just, I don't know. It's just the best. Just chuckling
When
the whole day.
when I was at deer camp a couple weeks ago, we were out at the bar that night. We met this one guy who was seriously just a meme. He was a walking meme. And we just made such a joke out of it. And we went home and all of us are crying, laughing about Jack. And I get to the shop on Monday and I'm like, I sit everyone down. I'm like, you guys will not believe what happened to me this weekend. I give them the whole story. I tell them about Jack. Not even
the
a
thing.
chuckle.
You
They didn't understand it in the slightest. I was like,
You gotta
guys
be
just-
there.
You guys just don't get it.
Yeah. And
You
that's
have to be there. Yeah.
that's one of those things that's going to come with age. Just knowing, like, hey, this is a joke that, you had to be there. So I'm not going to waste telling other people's time.
I wasted you guys' time. and
Then
I
you
apologize.
start
I'm
doubting
sorry.
because then you, like, I've done it plenty of times. Then
Start
you just,
doubting.
right after you do that, you're doubting yourself. Like, was it that funny? Like,
Maybe
I don't
Jack
know.
Am I
wasn't
not funny?
Like, what? God, that was stupid. Why'd I say that?
What's a good meme? We gotta have it.
I was trying to think of an
An
example
example?
that we could explain in the next 3 minutes.
Oh, we just have so many. They just cover. We just.
I was gonna say, okay, so this, correct me if I am overstepping some turf here, but I'm just gonna say it. We kind of made, because we equally memed ourselves in this situation, the meme with.
I don't know
Yeah.
if we can talk about it.
Hmm.
Can we talk about that? Fuck,
I don't know. I just don't.
I didn't mean, yeah, no,
Yeah.
No,
I
I
didn't
get where you're
right.
at, but I just don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can think of one, like another one.
Right.
We just had to cut a whole bunch out because it literally would not make sense. It would be,
Yeah, we
it
were
would
just
be
going back and
like,
forth trying to figure it
It
out.
would be like a joke that
Wouldn't,
isn't funny.
Yeah.
You know,
And we don't want
you
to.
have to be there.
We
so,
don't. We don't
but
want to
yeah,
do that to ourselves.
It's interesting. I think friend groups. There's a lot of friend groups that have that. Did you guys see? And like, I don't know if this is true or not, but the deal with Danny Duncan now,
Oof.
bro. Fucking Aaron Sunhat Kid
Started something,
this.
man.
He's
Holy
like, bro,
shit.
you're supposed to pay attention to me. You're supposed to pay attention to me.
Now it's a serious thing, but and who knows if it's all real? I'm not taking sides, but fuck, dude. Now it's like he's got all these girls coming out against him. Like, not necessarily saying that he like assaulted them unwillingly or anything like that, but it's like they're just underage girls that he was like talking to and maybe doing things he shouldn't do with.
Yeah.
and with like
that's
Sun
just-
Hat Kid, he was able to
but-
respond.
Right.
Right.
But with this, like, how do you respond?
Dude, it's just like he opened up that door and now fucking the floodgates are open.
Yeah.
It's just like a fucking domino effect now.
Sun Hat Kid was the wooden horse to get through
The Trojan horse.
the Trojan horse.
Dude, he's
And
got
then anyone else that has an issue with Danny Duncan is like,
Now they're
thank you,
coming
sir,
out.
hopping out.
and I'm not defending. I don't know if it's
No.
true. I don't know if any of that stuff. Either if it is true, that's wrong. You know,
Completely.
you can't fucking talk to underage girls. That's fucked up. But But yeah, I don't know. I just keep chuckling to myself that fucking sun hat kid.
Trojan horse.
Yeah, man, it is.
That kid.
Dude, man, Danny Duncan's got to hate him so much.
I'm sure. And you know, like Sun Hat Kids is now it's like he is just a thing of the past. It's all these news stories. I'm sure he's sitting over there like, hey, wait, whoa. I'm supposed to be the main story here.
Yeah.
Not these people. What about me?
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, we don't care about you anymore. Yeah, I don't know though. It's interesting because I feel like there's like, it's just like, and you don't know like how many are true, how many are not true. And I'm sure, you know, just with situations across the board with previous things that have happened with different people, it's like, I'm sure there was a lot of people that were, you know, being honest. And then there's also people that just want to get some clout or try to get some money or whatever. And then they come out with allegations or they're just fucking crazy. You know, like it's just a thing with being a celebrity. You can't slip up.
Yeah,
And especially doing something like that. That's fucked up. Which I'm not saying he did it. Who knows if it's true. But the allegations.
Yeah, it's not sounding good in general. Don't be a bad person, but
Goes back to last podcast. Shit gets,
yeah, just don't be a bad guy.
It's also like people love to
watch the downfall.
watch the downfall too. Yeah.
That's true.
Granted, I mean, if you're actually a piece of shit and you did something wrong, then it's justified. But it's like there's so many people that are they're just praying that you fail.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also people that are like, let's say you're not a Danny fan, but you literally don't pursue him. But then all of a sudden you hear about that, and then you take everybody else's side, the hater side. You know, like you might not be that big of a fan, but you also don't really like watch them or whatever. And then you hear about that and you're like, yeah. And then you hop on the hater side. That's when.
Yeah.
I agree that people love to watch a downfall. And I believe that drives a lot of it. But that being said, like that doesn't excuse that someone should be like let off for a certain type of behavior. You know, like whether you like to watch a downfall and that's why it came out, like you can't let the people love to watch a downfall
be the
narrative of why someone came out. And you know that these girls that this happened to
supposedly
aren't doing it for clout. You know, maybe some of them see and then now they're like, dang, someone else spoke out and like now I feel empowered to speak up. Because I'm sure it happens to people and you'd be scared.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you think when something bad happens to you, you're
and
like, oh, wow, I don't want to say anything, but then someone else does.
Say something, who knows,
Exactly. So, I mean, it's really just like a sad situation that.
I mean, it's not for us to.
No, exactly.
To like, you know, obviously, we got to stay neutral because obviously we're not the fucking judge. We don't know the facts. So,
exactly.
We just know what has been, you know, came out and what has allegedly been said and happened or whatever. Yeah.
Dude, imagine being those chicks though going against like a cult army.
Right, yeah, because I mean he's got a diehard fan base.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a terrible thing. You can't defend either side if you don't know the facts.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's you gotta stay neutral and shit like that. I mean, at least until the fucking facts come out, more facts, you know.
Yeah, I wonder if in that situation or any of those situations, if they get a lot of DMs from said diehard fans.
They do.
I'm sure they get a lot of hate.
They get like
threats.
Oh, I'm sure so much hate, so many threats, and people defending Danny because they think Danny's right and they think these chicks are just lying and they're you know, I don't know.
Right.
So if they're not lying though, imagine like how much that would suck. Is you just got like an entire fan base just coming after you when you're technically in the right.
You've already been through.
Yeah. On a lighter subject, back to the meme. I have a good example of this now.
Finally.
Gary V. Granted, I think Gary V is
he's a
national meme at this point. But dude, we have this one joke between it's mostly me, Ryan, and Mike. CJ mostly doesn't understand our memes, our inside
I get
memes.
it. I mean, it's just like
I just don't think they're funny.
It's just silly, that's all.
Yeah. But there's this TikTok of Gary V going, or this dude imitating Gary
Which
V.
is basically memeing Gary V.
He's the original memer of Gary V. And he goes, but are you happy? And it's just like
A whole bunch. He
a whole
does
bunch
a whole
other.
bunch of them,
but we thought that was the funniest line is when he goes, "But are you happy?" So when Mike will just be talking and I'll just go silent, I'll just go, "But are you happy?" in the Gary Vee voice.
I think it's
Just
funny,
lose
but
it.
you guys done it literally 100 times. I didn't think it was as funny as you guys. Obviously, out the gate, I was just like, "Yeah, it's pretty funny." Like that sounds exactly like Gary.
But that is a good example. It's just like when you find something about a person that you find funny, and it's not a flaw. It's not like you're making fun of them.
No, it's just like
but you find it funny, and then you just take that character trait of that person and exaggerate it. And then that is what they become.
I feel like we like if there's someone in like our lives or area that we end up memeing, it makes us like them more.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yes,
know,
every
Like,
time.
we're more opted to like want to hang out with them, or we just think higher of them.
If you have a nickname in our group, you are in. Like
Yeah.
you're in. If you get nicknamed, just consider yourself good.
The best are like the people who are like, they're hilarious to us, but they're not trying to be funny. They're just doing their life.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it. Like, Ken, you are a fucking comedian. And you don't even know it. You don't even have to try. Like the way you're sitting right now, it's pretty funny. And I wish that people could see it back here, but I just wish that the subscribers would appreciate Ken as much as we appreciate him. Because I know, actually, I'd say like it's like a half thing, but it still makes me kind of mad when people are like talking shit.
Some people just don't get it. They just don't get it. They think that he's a cranky man all the time, and that is just not true.
Only partly.
I mean,
Just kidding.
what would you guys do if you had to make YouTube videos with Ben? No, I'm just kidding. But no, that's not the case, and he is genuinely very funny.
So
that's how
funny.
I think
So
about.
entertaining.
You guys wouldn't know who this is, but we got a buddy named Slick Rick.
Oh, dude, I was literally gonna say like Slick Rick.
Hilarious.
He's
Hilarious.
So funny.
Just got a nickname.
And every
Yeah.
time we go, dude, Slick, you gotta come over, bro, and film with us. You're so funny. The world would love you.
I don't know about that.
Oh, I don't know how the wife would feel about that.
I'm not trying to. I stand behind the camera with you guys, but I'm not. I don't want to be in front of it.
He's like the most Minnesotan guy ever with
so
his freaking
funny.
fur coat.
I'd love to get Slick and Slim together.
I think that'd be pretty
That'd be
good.
amazing.
Be a great collab.
Two similar names too, even.
Yeah, seriously. So we've been talking about this basically since we went to Florida, but
I've been saying it for a long time.
yeah, you have been saying it for a long time. I think we're ready to buy some land or something somewhere else and like commute back and forth, maybe a week here, 3 weeks there during the winter, or 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there in the winter, just
I
like
think that'd be the way to do it. Yeah.
somewhere warm, just switch things up. I mean, we wouldn't like stop doing,
we're doing.
winter content or anything like that, because I think, obviously a large majority of our fan base is from the Midwest, and that's they love that we do that, like change with the seasons.
Like
and I do too.
You
It
wouldn't
changes
feel
the
like
content.
you wouldn't feel deprived of it. We
No,
would
it would just open
keep
us
it in
up
there.
to
Right.
more.
It would just open us up to more. It would give us more possibilities, because oftentimes, I mean, when we get into the dead of winter,
It's a
end of January when it's 30 below, and we like, dude, you can't do much when it's 30 below. Your car barely even starts.
You can't.
GoPros die.
GoPros die.
Don't work. Yeah.
You
It's
can't
so hard
really
on you.
stand outside to film. People aren't excited about it. It's
Yeah.
just like, I don't know. It
It kills the vibe.
kills the vibe. So we've been talking about maybe getting a piece of land or a compound or something like that in Florida, or even
Florida, I think, is the place.
Florida, Texas, somewhere warm.
Florida's
But
the move, I think.
when we went to Florida, it was like, dude,
Dude,
you're
Florida is
close
like
to the
our kind of
ocean.
people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like Florida people, and it's like a known thing. They just don't give a fuck.
And there's a lot of YouTubers that come from Florida, because you're kind of surrounded by that environment.
Yeah. I don't think we would really collab with many.
No,
Or really
no,
any.
not-
It would just be, we'd just be doing our same thing, except it would be like summer. How dope would it be to be here filming a snowmobile video, and then we go to the other compound in Florida and we can film a video that we would do in the summer, except it's December, because it's like I might have an idea, or whoever has an idea, and they're like, oh, like this would be a great idea. We should do this. Well, we got to wait because of the weather,
Yep.
and then it's like, all right, so we got to wait 6 months. And
Or
I
in
don't
a
know.
sense, it like closes your mindset, because
Uh-huh.
we don't come up with video ideas to do in the summer in the winter.
Yeah.
Why would we? We couldn't do them.
Dude,
So
when we went to our Florida video, it's titled the 1,000 Horsepower Razor, which has like Ken's race in it, us going to Florida. The vibes were just high. It was
The
just
entire
fun
time.
because like it was easy to like be outside and like it was fresh. It was refreshing.
definitely.
I love it.
well, that's why from a personal opinion, I think it'd be hard to say like wouldn't do much collabing because that whole video was like a collab.
I mean, no, I'm not saying that. It's
But,
not like we're moving.
yeah.
To
We're not
Florida
moving
to collab. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
That was my point.
Yeah, definitely. But Florida would be sick. I love CJ has been saying this for a long time. Obviously, none of us are like that would be like lame. I guess like I've always agreed too. I just wasn't gung ho about it. My favorite thing was when Ben, as soon as Ben got sick, like right in the thickness of your right in the thickness of your sickness, you were like, screw this. Let's buy land wherever. South. I don't care.
Start sending
Mexico,
Zillows.
Texas. Yeah.
No, actually though, yeah, it kind of all just hit me at once, dude. I used to be that kid that when I was growing up, this was like my place, and I don't ever want to leave it. And granted, I still love it here, but I think we've gotten to a point where we've seen so many different places. When I come back here and I can see the environment that I was like raised in now that I live in, it's not as enticing and it's not as exciting to me as it used to be, because now I'm old enough to know that I don't want to be stuck here for the rest of my life surrounded with these people. And granted, a lot of the locals are our friends and they're good to hang out with, and we have like, a lot of great people around us. But there's also a lot of people that they just suck and they're just drained. They just drain the life out of you. And you see it, especially when everyone leaves for the summer. And it's just like you and the locals here in the winter, and you go out to the same bars every single day and you see the same people. And it's just like, I know now that I don't want to be a local. Like, I don't like, you know what I'm saying though? Is like, dude, we have like 3 places to go to eat.
I mean, I would say, I understand what you're saying. I would say I'm on the opposite page. I love it here, dude. Like I'm proud to be a local and like be the lakes. I think this is the greatest place to be in the summer, the fall. But I just think for content purposes and whatnot, it just would open us up to doing more things.
Yeah, but it's like, but we're also not. If we're just staying here, I don't think we're like evolving or changing.
No, I'm not saying we stay here. I think that I'm just disagreeing on saying that you're not proud to be a local.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not proud to be a local.
but
I'm just saying I don't want to be. I don't want to be a local for the next 70 years of my life. Just living here, seeing the exact same people, going to the same places,
Right.
every single day. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's so much more to life than that.
Yeah.
And now that we're like in the position that we are, that like it makes sense to go somewhere else or like experience more. I don't know.
I think just having more options, just not being here all the time.
And I walked into the bar the other day and we were like, yeah, if we got like a place, spend a week there, come back or travel or do things like that. And this lady one of the local ladies overheard me saying that, and she turned around and she goes, "You're so full of shit." Like just like dreaming,
right. I mean,
dreaming bigger than Cormorant.
I think what you're saying is,
and the locals, like a lot of them, they just are like, well, why would you do that?
well, I'm just trying to say I agree with you on that. Like there is certain people, but there is certain people that just are like that everywhere. But I wouldn't say a lot of them. I'd just say there's certain people around that have smaller mindsets. So you're just trying to get out of that small town mindset. Is what you're saying. But you don't have that. You're not stuck in a small town. Like you don't have that small town mindset.
No, I don't. But I also don't want to be. I don't want to be constantly surrounded by that.
I agree. I just didn't want you. I guess I was just saying I don't agree with like the not proud to be a local part. And I like a lot of the people.
Well, I do too. I know I like a lot of the people too, obviously. But then there's, like mostly just like the older crowd and shit. And it's like you see that and I just know that I don't want that.
I'm just trying to defend you because I don't want this to come off the wrong way. Maybe 2% of the people, but everywhere you go, Ben, there's gonna be people that you don't like. But I just didn't want it to come off that. The wrong way.
I'm not saying it's like our friends. Like obviously, like the guys that we go out and we talk to at the bars and shit. It's more along the lines of like everyone else.
Well, you get that everywhere. You could literally be in.
I'm not saying that's why. I'm not saying the people are why.
Well, okay, that's. Well, you just said that's what you just said. Why? You don't want to be
that's why I'm
by
disagreeing
small.
with you.
Yeah.
Because I like the people around here.
All of them?
No.
I mean, I don't have a problem with any of them. I like them all.
Well,
I'd say.
I don't either.
No, it's just like there's the few. I remember it, for example.
You just don't like the haters.
Smaller scale, like when I was done car detailing, most of them they're happy. They're like, cool, we'll see you around. And then you get a few that are like, really? Going to a new job? And like they were so butthurt that I was like quitting. I'm like, I don't like it here just as much as you don't like it here. And so it's like, it's maybe those people.
So what you're saying is you don't like, you just are trying to avoid people with small mindsets.
Yeah, I don't even know if I wouldn't even say, I wouldn't put a title on it.
Oh.
I think that comes down to two, like think. Your parents have lived here for a long time. My parents, you don't see your parents or my parents at the bar every night. We go out to eat because it's like our escape. We get here at
and we don't
8 to 9 a.m. and we don't like to cook. But like we get here at 8 to 9 p.m. We work till 8 and then we rush to the nearest restaurant before the kitchen closes because there's no one here and the kitchen closes early and we eat at one of those few places. So that's where you catch those people that are going to go, they say those type of things because they might be a bit unhappy, but there's tons of people around here that have wildly successful businesses and wildly successful things that they do and are, quality people. But sometimes you just don't always see those people, which is what I feel like you run into everywhere. You could go to Florida and you could be right off the beach or, in one of the highest
There's just negative
areas.
people everywhere.
Yeah, you're going to run into some lady and you're talking about how you want to buy a house,
start a new business,
and she go, oh no, that's dumb. Like I feel like you run into people like that everywhere.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think
I agree.
Cutting negative people out of your life is like a big thing. Like I just don't fuck with negative people.
Yeah,
I like positivity and
even if they're not necessarily in your life.
What has been?
I'm saying like there's a lot of these people are hardly acquaintances. Some of the small-minded people around us.
I just I'd say that we'd be like part-time snowbirds would be what I would call us. Yeah. Like we leave when there's in the winter when it's not necessarily a great time to be outside because we film outside. And then we go to Florida because it's a great place to be outside and it's also a lot of fun. Florida's got a lot of new stuff and different stuff that we can do to make new video ideas.
What has been nice for me to see out of you, Ben, is because we've been friends for some years, and I've been fortunate to do quite a bit of traveling with my dad to Florida and seeing things. And I was always like, I just, I'm excited to go places. And every time you were always most excited to come home, which I can appreciate. But now that we've started going to some places that really like are cool, say Utah or Florida, or even we were kind of all the jury's out on California, but I mean, different places like that where you go, man, I really like these places for what they're worth. It's been cool to see you grow and be like, you know what? Maybe Big Cormorant isn't the only lake I can live on. Maybe I could live on stuff like that.
That is very true. I used to always be equally as excited to come home, like halfway through the trip, as I was to go there. Like, which is good. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still love it here.
Yep.
I'm just to a point where I know that this isn't the only place in the world that we could thrive and be happy. Are you happy? And I don't know, dude. It's just like we're in such a interesting position to be able to do this, to be able to even talk about buying a piece of property or a house or something like that in Florida right now at the age we are and things like that. And mostly like the work that we can do, like most people when they do that, like they just have to retire and then they do that. Whereas we can like
We can work
our business
all over.
our business will only get better and bigger and more entertaining if we do that.
Yeah, it'd be a
Totally
nice
agree.
element to the videos, you know.
Totally.
Yeah. And before I honestly just didn't have the mindset to want to even accept that because I thought it was, you know, just outlandish and this was the best place in the world. Yeah.
And we were like a little bit of a prideful, stay
Yeah.
true to your brand thing.
I don't know. I'm still staying true.
No. I guess we were, the whole reason we never entertained the idea more was because we were just like, you know, we weren't worried that our content would go to complete shit, but we were like, no, we got to, Cormorant is where we make our best content, blah, blah, blah. But no, you're right. I think, and the best part about it is now is a better time than any.
I think we can make it everywhere. Yeah, that's the way to
think
say
it
it.
could.
Yeah.
Not California.
Just not California. Fuck
We
that
did not
place.
like California.
Yeah,
I'll
fuck
say it
that
again, though.
place.
I loved California. I also agree that we couldn't make it in California.
Mike, that's because you like Joe Biden. Just kidding.
Does he live in California?
Yeah.
No, it's just
I
his
don't know, he's
favorite
from,
state.
Yeah. Everyone there loves him.
Gas is reached $4.50 a gallon. Do you ever
yeah.
think that would happen?
The only thing that I will say is none of us ever want to leave here in the summer.
No,
Like,
dude,
we
it's the
Could
best.
never beat it.
Someone could be like, "Hey, like, come to freaking Dubai," and we're like, "Oh, sorry, it's July.
Is
We're
it-
hitting the
it's
lake
July,
this weekend.
Dude, you just can't.
You
And
can't
it's-
beat it." This is
I've
the
never
best place in the
understood when
summer, dude.
people
Best
take
place in the world.
vacations during the summer months when you live here. It's like, why, dude?
This is the place to vacation too.
yeah.
But you want to know something that is nice though, Ben? About like the small town and everything is just like we walk in and everyone knows your name. Sound like that sitcom from the 90s. Everyone knows your name. Yeah, I don't know what show is that. What show is that?
wasn't born.
Cheers.
Wouldn't
yeah,
know.
you wouldn't know. But it's like where everyone knows your name. I'm terrible at singing. But anyways, comment down below if you know what that is. It's just nice walking in. Everyone knows your name, and you you know everyone on a first name basis. It's just, I don't know. There is a nice community in that, and I really like that. But yeah, I agree. I think just Florida is gonna really open up our playbook.
So Florida then?
Florida, I think.
Florida
Unless
it is.
I know,
See,
Mike, you
Florida.
want to go to Cali.
No,
but
no. I don't want to.
Listen, Mike,
Live in
you can go to
Cali.
Cali. Ken will go to Antarctica. We'll all go to Florida.
Well, we still got to find a place. So
Honestly,
That's true.
I'm not married to the idea of Florida either.
Hawaii it is.
I am.
I don't think we could do it in Hawaii.
I don't think we could afford Hawaii, dude.
Florida's got cheap flights.
Screw that, yeah.
Land is like in excess. People don't seem to give a fuck around there, just like here. It's nice. Also, they don't have taxes.
It wouldn't affect us. but
Which, yeah, true. But I don't know. I feel like Florida's our best spot. Where else would you think?
I don't know. That's the thing is like I would consider myself open for the first time
Yeah,
That's
ever
true.
I feel like this
to
won't.
just exploring and finding other places and I don't
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, well, let's keep going around and checking it out. I feel like this wouldn't happen until like next fall, though.
Yeah,
Honestly,
it'd
like,
probably
it'd
be a
pretty
year out.
pointless to
Yeah.
do it now because we're
Yeah.
pretty deep into the thick of it.
Yep. And
Who
Yeah.
even yeah.
who knows?
I just wanted to say that because if people are like, "When are you guys doing this?" I didn't want to act.
No,
like we're
no, no,
cappers.
not
I just
anytime
adding
soon.
a
It's
little
just-
bit of a timeline to it.
Just talking about the idea of it.
Yeah, it's definitely became more serious in the last week,
Yeah.
which I'm very happy about. But
Florida's actually pretty reasonable.
price
Price-wise.
too, yeah.
Yeah, especially dude coming from around here. I don't know if the rest of the United States is like this, but like where we live, it's such a like booming market for real
It's 'cause
estate
of the
right now
lake.
because of the lakes area. So it's like, dude, I want to buy a house in the next 6 months. I can't find a house for under like $600,000 that's like
Livable year
livable.
round.
Yeah,
Like, you
year
can't
round.
even live in it year round
Right. And
If it's on the lake, yeah.
if it's on a lake.
yeah.
Correct.
And you go to Florida and $600,000 could get you
quite a.
right now.
Pretty
Who
good
knows?
compound.
Who know if we wait
We were
for a
looking,
while?
dude. There's
but
like 5 acres and like decent houses. We'd all
pretty
just
cool.
We'd all just like find a house, 5 rooms, maybe 4, and then Ken and Mike would bunk it up, bunk beds. But
Why would we be doing that again?
you
We have a
nodded,
guest
you
bedroom?
nodded your head like, yeah.
I'm thinking the cousins can sleep together.
No, Ben's too gassy for me.
You both fart in your sleep.
We both would be stinking up that room.
We'll install some special vent fan for you guys, and we'll call it a day.
You guys have an exhaust fan in your bedroom?
For y'all, your farts.
It's a backwards air conditioner, so it's taking air from inside the room and pushing it out.
Yeah, like an exhaust fan, and then the vent goes into Ken's room. That would suck so bad. And you guys make it like ass level. So
Okay,
you
then
can
I'm down
with
with bunking with Ben. If we have a vent system that vents into Ken's room, that'd be fucking hilarious. Ken is sitting back there shaking his head.
Mike, that's your room too.
Oh no, I wouldn't be sharing a room anymore.
No, you can still sleep
You're
together.
still bunk beds.
We're getting a 3-bedroom.
And then you're gonna be race car bunk beds.
Ooh. Yeah, we do that. It's a deal.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah,
That was a good time.
I think we're good on today. We gotta go film this video.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
we get to go film this video, which is gonna be fun. Anyways, subscribe. We are almost to 100,000 subscribers. Gonna get another play button. Hopefully, if we can manage to scrape that together.
What the heck?
Somebody commented on one of the videos like, I know why the C-Boys never got their million play button. I might have to sell this information.
That kid was capping.
I was like,
I think it was on the car tour video. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
I
What
was
do you
like,
mean?
Yeah, it's a fucking idiot.
One day we'll get it.
Anyway.
Hey, if we don't see you, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry
we'll
Christmas,
see you
Steve.
though.
we will see
We're
you.
on the grind.
We will be
Hey,
seeing you.
hey. See you, Steve.
See you, Steve.
Ben, say
That's
peace.
good.
What?
Say peace. Can't end the podcast until someone says peace.
Peace.